$3,000. You know how much money that is?
That's expensive.
I promise, let me go and I'll be on the first smoke of the foot of the night. I promise.
It's a nice ring, man. You get that with the money that does it.
I got that from my ain't nothing, but it ain't nothing but a $1,000 ticket. I had it for years.
I ain't never seen it.
Love me, please. It's a merciful man. So, I'm begging you. Please, Bubba, let me go and I promise I'll be on the first train for the night. I promise, please. Please.
Come on, get it.
That's something. Please, Bubba.
You gonna be alright. That's all.
God bless you, Pooper. God bless you, Pooper. Dirt.
Hey, what if your homeboy switched on you? Cross game and started acting like a bitch on you. Player hate, steady speaking on the nigga's name. Caught being sneaky, trying to go against the grain. Would you cut his water off or still fuck with him? Feed him with a long-handled spoon or just be done with him? What if your homeboy came up in your homeboy, disrespecting your shit as if his ass was homeboy? What if you found out your homeboy was smoking dope? Would you sell him the drugs or would you help him try and cope? I turn your back on the nigga, lose all hope, burn the bridge between you and choose to keep it cutthroat. Take the game for what it is and let the shit flow. Lose respect for the nigga and learn to let your feelings go. What if you found out your homeboy was snitching though? Would you keep it quiet or arrange to have it missing? It's no doubt supposed to side with your homeboy. Stand on the front line and ride with your homeboy. Get on the grind, then shine with your homeboy. Real fine line between your foes and your homeboy. Gotta keep in mind that all your homies ain't your homeboy. Gotta watch those most close to your homeboy. Loyalty is everything. Be real to your homeboys. You only get one chance though to pick your homeboys.
There when the homies call, we gon' roll together. My niggas know I got they backs forever. Triple life ain't broke up, we still together. Niggas hate it cause they know nobody comes better. Been through the ups and downs, stay thick like oil. Money and bitches came, but niggas still stay loyal. How you supposed to show love and stay true? But when you switch up, then nigga I don't know you.
Yeah, it's real in the field. Niggas is plastic like MasterCard. Smile in your face, then break in your place afterwards. Stab you in the back with a dagger, then depart. I'ma look you right in your face and stab you in the heart. These your fucking homeboys, down to the end. This is love from a homie, who in the fuck need friends? These are motherfucking homeboys, down to the end. This is love from a homie, who in the fuck need friends? It's for real.
It's no doubt supposed to side with your homeboy. Stand on the front line and ride with your homeboy. Get on the grind, then shine with your homeboy. Real fine line between your foes and your homeboy. Gotta keep in mind that all your homies ain't your homeboy. Gotta watch those most close to your homeboy. Loyalty is everything. Be real to your homeboys. You only get one chance though to pick your homeboys.
When you say homeboy, what do you mean? Are you referring to your partners who be screaming the same team, screaming the same hood, claiming the same game, fighting for the same turf, feeling the same pain, sharing the spotlight, popping that clock right here, I'm like gorilla glue, living this block life. We HFL, we homeboys for life. The same bullshit I hear all day and every night. You and your homeboys putting work together, exporting and importing, stacking each other. Money couldn't be better. The courts are popping, living well and swell until the feds come knocking. Now the same homeboy you stack bread with every day, same homeboy you claim hood with every day, same homeboy you pop clocks with every day, telling everything you know. I ain't your motherfucking homeboy.
It's no doubt supposed to side with your homeboy. Stand on the front line and ride with your homeboy. Get on the grind, then shine with your homeboy. Real fine line between your foes and your homeboy. Gotta keep in mind that all your homies ain't your homeboy. Gotta watch those most close to your homeboy. Loyalty is everything. Be real to your homeboys. You only get one chance though to pick your homeboys. Yeah, what's up with you, man? It's your boy Bang, back with another motherfucking Boobang Theory, man. I wanna say what's up to anybody stumbled upon this video and checking it out. I think today is like August 19th. Got some pretty good information, man. I got a lot of it, so I'm trying to cram this shit in like on talking points, and I go into depth on some of it, but I'm quite sure that this session is going to take multiple video shots, so it probably be broke down part 1, 2, and 3, maybe even 4. But first of all, I want to start by saying the song that I was just playing is called Your Homeboy, and it comes off of my second album I done in 2009. 2009 consists of 18 tracks, and the only reason why I'm playing that, I mean, there's multiple reasons, but one of the main reasons I'm playing those, even though the content may be or come off negative, and I know that it does because that was the lifestyle that I was in and the mind frame that I was in at the time of when I done those songs. But one thing about my music is that it's not just like what you want to call trap music or no shit like that. My music come from pain and come from experiences that I was in, the lifestyle that I chose, the lifestyle that I lived, and the mentality that I had. So I don't want to later on get people coming on my page talking about you speaking positive and all that, but the music you play in the beginning of your videos, what I want to say, counteract or oppose to what you say, or is the opposite of what you talking about. No, that's part of my history, that's part of me, that's part of who I was. I play that though because I'm reaching out to people that's just like me, or that's one of my target group of people, is because I think I'm able to talk to somebody who come from where I come from, came out the same situations and difficulties that I've been through. So I'm coming to y'all as a hood dude that just came out the streets. Like, I'm not no motherfucking YouTube dude, you know, this ain't what I do. I used to be scared of this motherfucking internet shit. I didn't get my first smartphone till like 2016. You know, didn't get on Facebook till like 2017, some shit like that. So I'm new to all this shit. I don't really like fucking with this shit. This shit all to me, I thought was fed connected, so I didn't like fucking with it. Anyway, I'm just trying to let motherfuckers know that coming from where we come from, we have that closed mind, and we don't want to be open up. We got that certain mentality that we think inside this small box or this small frame of view with blinders on, and we don't see what's going on the outside or our little small neighborhoods or our blocks. So for what I'm saying is, I come from that, but always was willing to have an open mind to something else different from what I'm in. I wasn't keeping myself in no box, you know what I'm saying? I always knew that it was life outside our planet, shit like that. Was always interested in stars and sky and how the fuck did I get here, and you know, what is humanity, you know, like all this type of interest was always mine from a youngster, you know what I'm saying? So this shit ain't new to me. Go off feelings, go off instinct, and that's how I've been out here this long, you know. I got out of prison 2001. I ain't been back, ain't going back. That because I go with my intuition. I learned something from my experiences. And I think this is what all of us is here to do, learn from our experience on this planet. So I just wanted to say that before I kick into this shit, because I don't want nobody to get the wrong impression and think like I'm still out here banging and I'm still out here shooting guns and, you know, selling dope and all that shit. Nah, I ain't done none of that shit in a very long time, you know what I'm saying? yeah, I still go back to my block. I still, engage in block activities, hang with my people and something like that. But, I'm on some positive shit, been on that shit. Been on this kick since 2012, after I had to leave KC for a minute. So I'm getting back into that story though, but let me go ahead and get into the shit we really need to know. So, all of this shit going on as far as, the DBOC 19, right? We getting all these stipulations and mandates and shit like that, right? With the, the muzzle, and now they trying to get everybody to be able to have to take this vaccine, right? And they trying to make it mandatory, which is really not legal, for one. For two, a violation of our human rights, our God-given rights, right? So anyway, the thing is, first and foremost, even if they could mandate this and say it was a particular reason because it benefits the whole humanity, or however they want to try to lay it out legally, it still violates our human rights, period. But if, let's move that to the side first for a minute. Let's say, okay, never mind that right now. Even if they could legalize it and make it mandatory, the motherfucker haven't been approved. None of them haven't been FDA approved to go through legally to be able to distribute it and get it around out to the society like they want to. First and foremost, if it was approved, I guarantee you it start being a price tag put on that shit. Once it do get approved, FDA approval, or whatever else they got to go through to get it approved, actually approved through medicine, oh, it'll be a price tag on that. I guarantee you, if you don't get cashed out, over the counter or wherever the doctor you trying to get it, it's gonna come off your insurance, right? Yeah, it's gonna come off your insurance. Okay, now only that though, this shit, they can't do it legally. It only has emergency authorization use, which brings me to what I want to start talking about first, right? Okay, so we got this emergency, global emergency, right? Everybody locking down shit. So I said, now, we in a state of emergency. What makes this a state of emergency? I get it that they saying this virus is going over the globe and it's supposed to be this bad that it's killing people and it's putting people in the hospital and it's getting people very sick. I understand that argument. But what is the proof of this? What are the proof of the numbers? You see, they're not clarifying, they're not being clear, they're not being transparent with us. Because if you're gonna pass a law, first of all, show us the motherfucking proof. Let's see the paperwork on every fucking case. Don't just put it in the news and give these numbers of hospitalizations and new cases. That don't mean shit. The case count and the hospital count don't mean shit if it ain't got nothing to do with the DBOC 19. So, you mean to tell me if we counting cases and that's what's directing us to make these decisions on these mandates and lockdowns, then let's see the proof of that. Show us the numbers. It should be public. And we should have a group of doctors, lawyers, psychologists, virologists, biochemists, hemodialiologists, or however you pronounce that name. You know I'll be fucking up shit. I'll be cutting names up and fucking up words, but still, you get my point if you in the medical field or you've been listening to this shit. You know all the people I'm talking about. Doctors and nurses and shit, too, right? Let's get a group of them that's retired and have no ties to the hospitals right now. And let them be the committee that overseers, for lack of better term or words, the overseers of all the medical cases with COVID. All the shit that y'all trying to say is COVID related, let that committee go through all, I'm talking about the whole state, all the United States, every state have a committee that oversees those numbers and put them out public every week so we can see and verify the numbers that y'all saying, because it's not fair that they mandating shit like that on the numbers that they say is there, and we getting in the local news, but we not getting anywhere else. So anyway, let me go on forward. So state of emergency, I'm like, damn, state of emergency, right? I'll get back to some of that shit because I kind of lost train of thought. Just a little bit of some of the shit I wanted to say, but I got a whole bunch of shit to go through. So, and this shit is already damn near 20 minutes long already. So check out the state of emergency. I'm gonna give you the definition. I went on the website and got this shit. State of emergency. A state of emergency may be declared only in terms of an act of parliament and only when A, the life of the nation is threatened by war, invasion, general insurrection, disorder, natural disaster, or other public emergencies. Okay, so y'all say, yeah, well, that's what we in. Okay, I'm gonna give them that. Take that one. We got a disaster. We're in a state of emergency, right? Y'all get that one, but I got y'all ass on this. B, and the declaration is necessary to restore peace and order. So now that's where the waters get, smirky. So when you go back to A and say, you can only put this mandate, this state of emergency in place if you got a war, invasion, general insurrection, disorder, disaster, or other emergencies, right? But then B say, and the declaration is necessary to restore peace and order. Peace and order. Where's the disorder at? Where's the anti-peace shit at? What peace do they need to restore in the United States? I'm asking. Where we at war at? Where we at war at? Huh? Where are we so disorderly at? Now, if you go back to months back or last year when all the motherfucking protesters, they could try to use that at that point in time. But this is 2021, August 19th. Where are all the protesters and shit like that in the United States that's causing war and disorder? Okay, so that can be argument. That can be argued, right? Okay. A, declaration of state. This is the second one. A declaration of state of emergency and any legislation enacted or ordered or let me speak again. Let me read that. The declaration of state, the declaration of a state of emergency and any legislation enacted or other action taken in consequence of that declaration may be effective only A, prospectively and for no more than 21 days. A declaration of a state of emergency and any legislation enacted or other actions taken in consequence of that declaration may be effective only and for no more than 21 days from the date of the declaration. So even when you call a state of emergency, it can only last for 21 days. Why the fuck we in a state of emergency for over a motherfucking year and a half now? How the fuck do they do that? I got some more. I tell you how they did that. But then, let's see if they did it legitly, legally. Okay. The Assembly may extend a declaration of a state of emergency for no more than 3 months at a time. Okay. So is this the strategy that they're using? Mandate lockdown. Take the lockdown away, take the mask away, and you go back out and play. Was that 3 month span time? Did they do that? I don't know. Was that a 3 month span or maybe almost 4 months? Since the 21 days plus 3 months, almost 4 months. Was that 4 months and then they let us out, or was it longer than that? I don't know. Somebody let me know. I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna do my own research too, but okay. Assembly may extend a declaration of state of emergency for no more than 3 months at a time. So mean they could do it more than one time. Okay, let's go on. The first extension of the state of emergency must be by a resolution adopted with a supporting vote. The first extension of a state of emergency must be by a resolution adopted with a supporting vote of a majority of the members of the Assembly. So who are the Assembly? Who is the Assembly? Is that our committee that meets every week or once or twice a week to pass these ordinances? Is that the Assembly? We need to find that out. Okay. Any subsequent extension, this is after the Assembly go ahead and pass the first extension, right? Any subsequent extension must be by a resolution